Hari Om and pranams. Very good morning to one and all. Today, Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth is organizing an online webinar on the topic Unlock Skill-Enriched Careers as part of the Global Series. Our chief guest for the program is Professor H. Devaraj. Professor H. Devaraj served as Vice Chairman of UGC and contributed a lot in the nation building process. At present, he is serving as the director of Dr. A.L. Mudaliar Center for Basic Science Development, University of Madras. He was honored with many national and international awards for his meritorious contributions in the field. We are privileged to have his presence today for this program. On behalf of the organizing committee and Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth and my personal behalf, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to welcome all the participants for their kind participation in enriching the program. Welcome all. Now, may I request Professor S. Devaraj to take over the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jayesh and Dr. Kumari. I'm very happy to see you after a long time. I'm extremely happy to see you again. I've seen you in, I think, probably in Pondicherry University. After that, I've seen you in that college in Cochin. I think where you started all these skill courses. I'm very, very happy. And she started this course. And I think this university is an excellent university. I think probably they wanted to have, I think, science to the spirituality. That's very, very good concept. I like this concept. I think they're merging both from the past to the present and to the spirit, science to the science and spirituality is very, very important thing. I'm very, very happy to see this kind of thing. And I've seen that, I think your emblem, I've seen the flyer where you have mentioned about the global mind and Indian heart. I think it's an excellent slogan. Global mind. I think when I visited US, when I was there for 8 or 9 years, I've seen more American science is run by Indian brains. Most of them are doing the hard work. I think in the American science is run by Indian brains. So it's global mind and Indian heart. I think you should bring our culture. I think they want to come back to India. They want to serve to India. Everyone, all my students, all my 50 PhD students who are there, they wanted to come back. And if you provide them the right kind of opportunity. I had an opportunity to go to Kasaragod to select some professors for the course of molecular biology. I think 15 people came. I think most of them are Malayalis from states. They're all well settled in US and they're very well versed. They're very good. They're excellent people. They came on that. And I invariably asked only one question. Why do you want to come back? I asked them. They're all in the middle age, 40 to 45 probably. I asked them, why do you want to come back? That's the question I posed to them. They all said, job is permanent. Our mentality is totally different. Indian culture, Indian heart is little different. I think he has rightly pointed out global mind and Indian heart. I think it's excellent. I think what is missing in India, as a vice chairman of UGC, I can say to you very frankly, what is missing in India is the accountability. If you bring in accountability, India is the best country to live. So I think you have everything here. I think you give something to the society. Whatever research you do, I think now I'm asking a question, whoever comes for any projects or any such things, I ask them, what is that you're going to give it to the country? What is that you're going to give it to your own people? I think Kerala, and I'm from Ooty, and my native is Ooty, and I don't have a language. I'm not a Tamilian. I can't speak Tamil because I started learning Tamil after coming to pre-university at Coimbatore, where I did my pre-university, where I started learning Tamil. My small community, a hill tribe, which is located in Ooty, Badaga. I think roughly 2 lakh people are there. I think I want to share my own experiences with you. I think you should, language is the problem. I think you should, India is a multicultural. I think you should understand that biodiversity is very, very important. It's very, very important. You have to maintain that. I came to Coimbatore to study the Tamil. And after that, I thought I'll come to Coimbatore, to Madras. I thought that's enough. I think they wanted me to, all my classmates are speaking in English. So I have to learn English. So there's no other way. So I started learning English. At the MSc level, when I came to Madras. So Tamil at PUC level at Madras, at Coimbatore, at MSc, so I started learning English at Madras. Later, I thought at the age of 58, I got an opportunity to go to Delhi. I thought that's enough. So when I went to Delhi, I started understanding I should understand Hindi. So without Hindi, I cannot live there. So I started learning Hindi at the age of 58. So what I wanted to say here is, I think learning is unending. I think according to me, a teacher is a permanent student. I think you should understand that. And Google cannot replace gurus. These are all the two things I want to tell you. Since it's on webinar, I am not supposed to say that, but still I'm saying it to you. I think Google cannot replace gurus. You must understand Guru is Gurukulam. I think I'm very happy. I've come for this program only for that after seeing that Gurukulam. I think that the Chinmaya Ananda, I think he has done a wonderful job. And I think probably Gurukulam, what I am today, I think I want to tell you, I went to USA, 32 postdocs were along with me, and everyone listened to me. Anything, any question comes on fundamentals. Because my teachers are excellent. All the teachers are from village, and they're all very good. I'm very good in my mathematics and I'm very good in my statistics. I'm very good in my English also. I think all these things because of my teachers. So I have to, the Guru is very, very important. You should not forget that. Guru is very, very important. And I understand that I had an opportunity to visit, take a delegation to Germany and then to Singapore, Malaysia, and then Sri Lanka. And almost all the places where I visited, I took a bunch of people and I visited. And I think invariably when I went to Singapore, one group of people, they're taking every year, they're taking students from Coimbatore, from GD Naidu Polytechnic. I asked them, what is the reason you are taking only Polytechnic? Why don't you take a lot of people are available in India with BE, BTech degrees? We are not taking them. We are particularly you are taking only. I asked them particularly, what is the reason you are taking people from Coimbatore? They told me they have a skill. So skill is very, very important. Having a degree is immaterial. Now you should know the skill. I think everywhere people are available. I think probably engineering students are available in plenty in India. And especially in Tamil Nadu, 556 colleges are there. I think everywhere. And parental mindset. I think everybody, all the parents, Indian scenario is little different from our US scenario. I think here, parental mindset is very important. They want their son to be an engineer, doctor, or a lawyer. That is my mindset of our parents. I think they want to put a lot of money to that engineering college and they kid to get a degree, and all of them have joined in IT industry. Most of them, 99% of them have joined in IT industry. So they don't have the skill. So they don't have the age. So at the age of 45, what will they do? They cannot do, the computer cannot operate as a kid. So it's very difficult. So you must have a skill. Skill is very, very important. And without skill, I think probably I'm very happy that GD Naidu Polytechnic is producing so many good people on skills. And they're all very good in skills. So I started understanding about this after coming back from Singapore. I started this vocational training in 2014 in University of Grand Commission. So we thought we will give them a sort of what you call that Bachelor of Vocational Education. And we started 9 levels of Bachelor of Vocational Education, 9 levels, up to 5, I think probably up to 4 school level, 5, 6, 7 is the degree level, 8 is the postgraduate level, and 9 is the PhD level. And I think I'm very happy Dr. Kumari has started all these things in Chinmaya University. And I think probably they've started this DNOVA University. This is an excellent way of starting the university, DNOVA. And I've gone through all the flyers, and I think all the things are very good. You have to teach the Indian culture. Indian culture is very, very important. Without Indian culture, you cannot do anything. Indian culture is very important. India is progressing very well. I think we are an economic and all the other things we are very in the forefront. And even the spiritual things also we are in the forefront. And I think probably we have given the yoga to the country. Our Prime Minister has given yoga to the country, to the globe. Everyone is practicing yoga now. I think it's very, very important. And what are all the things you have mentioned in the flyer is very, very important. My congratulations to Kumari for starting this course in this university. Chinmaya University is an excellent university. I think we should start this. I think according to me, who is a teacher? I want to give a definition. A teacher is a permanent student. Teacher is a permanent student. He has to update himself. I told you my experience. I've gone from Ooty to Coimbatore to learn Tamil, and from Coimbatore to Madras to learn English, and from Madras to Delhi, I went and I started learning Hindi. At the age of 60, I started learning Hindi. Can you believe it? So there's no end to it. You have to go on improving your language. You go on to improve your skill. There's no way you can hide it. You have to do it. I'm very, very happy that this university is doing very well. And they have started all these courses. And I think skill is very, very important. And I think probably this new education policy is insisting on national educational, higher educational qualification framework. So you should give whatever degrees given by the Chinmaya University should be recognized by the UGC. So UGC should have a national higher educational qualification framework. That is missing in national higher education qualification framework is missing. I think India is not a country. You don't have the national higher education qualification framework. Whatever degrees is being offered by the Chinmaya University is not being recognized by any other university. The problem is because you don't have a higher educational qualification framework. Whereas in the case of skill program, we have got everything now. I think probably Ramadurai, the TCS manager, TCS CEO, has organized the meeting in Delhi. I was attended 4 or 5 meetings in Delhi, and he has given all the national skill qualification framework. Everything is available now. I think all the programs, whatever skill degrees you are going to give, it's available now. I think he has given the national skill qualification program under the program of National Vocational Education Qualification Framework. He has given NVE, GF, QF, and NSQF. He has given that. I think Ramadurai is the man who has given all the details of National Skill Qualification Framework. And I believe in excellence. What is excellence? Excellence is I think probably absolutely uncompromising pursuit of excellence is my pursuit. It's my pursuit. It's my idea for the higher education. Everyone should learn about the quality, and excellence is the best way to give is the excellence. Without excellence, you cannot provide. Excellence, what is excellence? Excellence is a limitless ladder. Every day is I think when I was in US, the professor used to spend the night with me, and next day morning he comes and asks me what is new in you. So they wanted new. The ideas should be very frank, and you should give the ideas, and you should give all the values, new ideas, new values to the professors in USA. That's how it's progressing well. It's accountability. Everything is accountable. But what is missing in India is the accountability. I think accountability is missing in India. I think we should start that. I think Kumari is good, very good starting in these courses. I think probably I'm very happy that she started this skill courses in Chinmaya University. And one of the concept of De Novo University is very good. De Novo University is the new things they have to give. And I think they have provided all the good things, probably fundamental courses, all the fundamentals they've given, the Indian culture, Indian values, they've given it in the fundamental courses, and major courses and electives. Probably they called it as minor courses. It's excellent. And then the second one is the proficiency courses, and then self-immersion courses. I think all these things are very good, and yoga and seva is the main criteria they were inculcated in this program, and I think it's very, very good. And their motto is, I think probably their core value is spirituality, purity, practicality, and then innovation. I think the 4 aspects of the core value is really excellent. I think probably these four values, you should keep it in the vocational program. The spirituality is combined with the science is very, very important. I think I want to share my experience with you. A girl from Orissa, she came to me to do PhD. She brought a powder of Hemidesmus niruri from root of that paiva. So she came here, she wanted to do the PhD. And I tried, it is working out very well for the gastroenteritis. So working out very well. So I gave the thing, and gastric enteritis is cured. And I was very happy that we are doing on that. And I wanted to purify the material. And we have purified all the materials. And then we have tested on the purified material that's not working. So the Indian system has to be a little different. You should know the Indian system very well. If you don't understand the Indian system, the synergy should be there. I think the decoction works better than the purified compound. So you should, molecule to drug is not a good concept. I think probably you should understand, you should go with all the other things. I'm from Ooty. My mother-in-law used to, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law were from Jaffna. They are from Jaffna. They gave me the material from all the hill stations and Jaffna. It's all Ayurvedic things. And I think you should know how to give the Ayurvedic things, and you should know the conditions. This is very, very important. And Indian pharmacopoeia is giving all the conditions how to use that. I think in a scientific way, if you want to do it, you should purify those materials and then you give it as a, I think probably in a different way. I think the methodology should be a little different, and you should understand, you should combine with the science, modern science and the old science, and what is there in the ancient things, you take it out and then bring it to the modern science. And modern science is very, very important. Unless you give the right kind of ideas and views, you cannot progress. I think that way, I think I'm very, very happy that Kumari has started this vocational courses. I think we can, all the engineers, I want to share one experiences with you. One of my sister's son he's a very bright fellow. He wanted to take automobile engineering in Coimbatore, PhD Arts College, PhD Tech. So I told him, because I was the former vice chairman of UGC, they gave a seat to him. And he's a very bright fellow. He got 180 plus marks as average. So he's a very bright fellow. He completed and he got a job, and he was doing very well. And after the BE courses, he automobile engineer, he got into IT industry and he earned very well and he bought a car. And I went there to Coimbatore and we both went to Ooty, and we were traveling in the new car. And I think the car went up to 5 kilometers. After that, it got stopped. And then he went down. I thought he's an automobile engineer. He will do the job because I know he's the skilled man. So he got down and he took the bonnet out and they went down the car and they seen all the things. And finally, he could not find out to rectify the mistake. And then we both pulled the car to the sideways. And then we went to the fellow who was standing there. And he's that he's a roadside fellow. And he came and he put the ignition on and then said, there is no petrol. So he is an automobile engineer without knowing the skill. Skill is very important. Just putting the key, he told me that there is no petrol in that car. So no gas. So this is the problem. The skill is missing. He got a very good degree in engineering and he's excellent in the engineering course. He got an IT job, but he doesn't know the skill. The skill is very, very important. If we miss this skill, I think that nobody will understand that. I think that's the problem with the modern engineers. I think almost all of them, 556, I'm talking about Tamil Nadu, 556 colleges are there. All of them are offering degree courses and everyone is having a engineering degree. But unfortunately, they don't have the meaning. They don't give the value for the degree. That means they don't understand the skill of the degree. So the skill is missing. So that is the reason in the UGC, we have decided to start the 2014. I think probably you decided to start this skill-based courses. And I think probably what happened was I organized a meeting of all the vice chancellors from all over India. I think 5 meetings I conducted. First meeting was in, I think all the Kerala people came to Pondicherry University. I conducted a meeting in Pondicherry University where I met Dr. Kumari. Kumari was there in Pondicherry University. I remember my memory goes right. I think she was there and we conducted the meeting. We've introduced choice-based credit system, CBCS. I think all the credits you have started in choice-based credit system and everyone should follow this at the age of the year 2015. But unfortunately, some of the universities are starting now only. I think all the colleges have started 2015 back. I think I'm very happy to say this here. VIT is one university which is started long back, probably the fully flexible credit system. Fully flexible credit system. Anybody can take, those who are joining this college can go and take any course, any degree, any subject from the basket. I think that's a fully flexible credit system. They're yet to mature to go to that level. Probably choice-based credit system is the best system. And I think UGC has announced recently 40% of the marks you have to take it from the SWAYAM portal. SWAYAM portal is the one which is supposed to be coming under the MOOCs program, Massive Online Open Courses program. And I think again, UGC has given permission to start. Anybody is having 3.1 NAAC score, they can start this ODL, Open Distance Learning, and OL, Open Learning. I think they're given the permission to start this from this year onwards. Most of the colleges said they're going to start this program. Probably they have to understand the 40% of the courses can be taken from the SWAYAM portal. 40% of the thing can be taken from the SWAYAM portal. And probably the MOOCs is the one which is providing all the subjects. Probably MOOCs is the one who is providing all the subjects. And Prime Minister wanted to inaugurate the MOOCs program and SWAYAM portal. I think unfortunately he was busy with some other things. So Prime Minister, the President has inaugurated that portal. And now I think they're offering all the things. And recently, 2 days back, the Prime Minister has inaugurated the Academic Bank of Credit. Now we can transfer the credit from one place to another place. I think this is an advantage in this program. I think anybody who want to exit the program at any time, and they can enter the program at any time. So this is an advantage with this program. So we started this long back. I think in 2014 itself, we started this. Many colleges have started this program. And I think we have given 2 programs, one to the Nagpur. Nagpur is the place and Coimbatore is another place where 2 industries are there. 2 industries should start this skill courses. We have given this program to the skill courses to the Coimbatore and another one to the Nagpur. I think after seeing the successful implementation, so we've given to all the universities now. I think Delhi Skill University is started now. I think Chinmaya University is very good in starting this course. I think probably they have organized all the courses very well. I think probably they're excellent. The way they're giving the Indian culture is very good. I think they should understand Indian culture and then the modern science. So the mix up of these two is very, very important. And I think probably that's the way you should go about it. I think I'm willing to take the questions from the audience. Anybody wants to ask any questions from you, please ask me. I'll give you an answer. And with the vocational courses, it's an excellent course. I think probably this kind of system, we've successfully run by the Chinmaya University, then probably we'll give all the engineering. I want to tell you, to this year in Tamil Nadu, I think only 40,000 applications have been received by the engineering colleges. Usually it will be in lakhs, but this time only 40,000 applications, whereas Arts and Science College received 1,42,000 applications. So that shows there is a trend changing. Now people are coming to the skill. I think you have to give the skill. That's very, very important. I think I'm very, very happy that this Chinmaya Institute has started this. And I think probably they are going to give right kind of education to the community. And I'm willing to take up some questions from the audience. Anybody wants to ask any questions to me, then probably I'll continue with that.
If participants would like to raise any questions, you may do so.
May I, sir?
Yes, please.
Actually, after all these efforts and different approaches we are trying, but still the society has got some reservation for this kind of programs. Now the industries are fully aware of it and they are ready to give training because they know this kind of students will definitely be an asset to them rather than the other general education system or even the technical education system like engineering, as you rightly mentioned. And we have engineering students joined for our MVOC program in renewable energy. And after visiting the industry and also undergoing the training, industry people are very much interested to have our students as for internship and placement also. But it is not trickling down to the society to the extent we expect. As you rightly mentioned, Chinmaya University has all the provision with full of potential to have this kind of program and take it to any level. Even the community college system like short-term courses or even the PhD program and things like that. There is provision, there is scope. But the society is not very much aware of all these things in spite of this repeated approaches and things like that.
I'm in total agreement with you, madam. The problem is our parental mindset. Our parents, do you send your son to the vocational courses? No, you don't send it. Even myself, I have to be very honest with you. I will not send my student to my son to a vocational courses. I want to send him to a engineering, doctor or lawyer. So this is the mindset of the parents. I think something is wrong. We have to change the mindset of the parents. Till the end, I think probably you look after the son, look after the kids. So this is the problem with our mindset. So society has to change. I think we have to interaction, as you rightly said, but the interaction with the industry is very good because they need something with the skilled people. Skilled people should be there. You should know the skill. While coming out of the degree course, you should know, you should be knowledgeable to get at least one skill. So that's missing in our system, our education system. So our parental mindset, I think, has to be changed. Mindset of the parents, I think, has to be changed. So for that, I think probably our new economy system probably will help. I do not know whether that will help because you have to take the loan from the government, from the bank. And I think this, the kid has to pay back the loan. So then he will understand what kind of skill he should have, what to get into the industry, to get a job. So now I think everybody wants to have a degree. That's all. They don't have anything else. They don't give the value for the degree. Everyone is an engineer. Everyone, I think almost all the engineers are coming for a sanitary job. I was in the committee to select a few people, and one fellow came. He is a PhD holder in biochemistry. It's my subject. He was a PhD holder in biochemistry. So what kind of thing you are giving? So message you are giving to the country. So skill, he doesn't know any skill. He got a PhD. Cheapest degree, I'm not supposed to say that as a former vice chairman of UGC. So for the cheapest degree available on earth is PhD. Anybody can get it. You can get it, I can get it, anybody can get it. But getting a degree is very difficult thing because they have to take the exams. So these are all the things I think we have to understand, that parental mindset has to be changed. And industry, they want to get a job in the industry. What is the skill they have to have? So that is the must. So you can get an engineers on the road, but you cannot get a carpenter or an electrician now. It's very difficult. That's the reason we started the community colleges. So community colleges we started with that idea to provide the electricians and the plumbers. But unfortunately, that's not working out. People, they don't go to that job. Once you have a degree, engineering degree, a white collar job, then they expect a job of that caliber. They don't want to come to anything else. So that is the reason you should stop these engineering colleges first, probably. I don't know. The mindset of the parents are like that. I think they don't have a skill. The skill is very, very important. What is the skill you have? I told you about my own experience with my sister's son. He's an automobile engineer. He's a very good fellow. He's an industrious fellow. He's very, very hardworking. Everything is fine. But he doesn't have the skill to know the repair to the car. Whereas an ordinary fellow came and put the ignition key and said there is no gas, there is no petrol. So skill is missing. So you should give the skill to ma'am. That's the only way you can come out of this. I know very well that nobody, even you and me, don't send our kid to the vocational courses. So we have to mindset. I think it takes long years, probably. It will take long years.
Sir, we have Mr. Vasudevan Rajagopalan. He has raised his hand.
Hello, Namo Namaha. I am very much impressed with Professor Devraj's explanation. He has given a wonderful, eloquent speech. Now, I totally agree. Being a research scientist, that too from the Atomic Energy Premier Institution, for serving for last 39 years and retired last 5 years back. As you said rightly, India started producing engineers and technologists just like some other product. I have also experienced in the recruitment board and other thing, when we are recruiting for the scientists for our department, for our premier programs and other thing, always we used to find that they lack a lot of analytical skill and the way the program has to be, project has to be executed, nor they don't know how to use the formula or whatever they learned. The problem is that application aspects of our technocrats and engineers are really in a very bad shape. As you rightly said, polytechnic students are really outperforming much better than in some of the skilled jobs than the professional engineers. But I'm very sorry to say this one, being an engineer. And one thing what I would like to say, you being a UPSC chairman, vice chairman and so many things, and these institutions are there, we have to introduce our value-based system right from the with accountability. What you said is correct. And we have to introduce and we have to make compulsory that all those who pass out, they have to undergo 1 year of rigorous training in some sort of technological field where they can use their application and aspects. Because to train a person in a new field and again getting him employed is very difficult. And in that way, Chinmaya Mission, what I have seen the other day also, I am a regular participant in this program. Being a technocrat, the thing is that what I am seeing is they have an integrated approach also they are introduced now. That is one of the best syllabi, what I am feeling that it could be utilized. Integrated approach means not only you become a mathematician, not only you become a statistician, not only you become a physicist, but you should have the applicability of all the branches. Yes, absolutely correct that you cannot master every field at a required level. But integrated approach, if you have, then you can solve the problem in a much better way in the days which are going to come ahead with a lot of challenges. Really wonderful job done by Chinmaya Mission. And I totally agree with Professor Devraj's interpretations, analysis, and the evaluation of our education system lacuna. But what I feel that as elder members, having worked in the technocrat field for such a long time, it is our responsibility. We cannot say my kid is useless because if father is useless, the kid has to be useless because we don't know how to groom him. God has given every creation as with equal brain, equal volume, equal efficiency, equal proficiency, everything. Only we have not tuned them to the proper way. When I studied, there was only 4 IITs and 5 IITs. Today, it has become a mushroom of IITs. Every nook and corner, I am finding RECs, IITs, IIMs. It is just totally a dilution of the complete expertise field. So we should have a very rigid system of evaluation, rigid system of marking, rigid system of examining and uniform the syllabus so that everything is taken care of.
Sir,
Anyway, excellent, excellent.
Sir,
Excellent.
I want to share with you my own experience. A few years back, 15 years back, I was a college board member of Rajalakshmi Engineering College in Madras. And I think there was a question in the meeting. There was a problem. I think most of the people have failed in mathematics, engineering mathematics.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I asked them. So she wanted to know what is the problem. I told them most of the people, they don't have a mathematics background at all. So without mathematics, you cannot understand anything. So
There's
how can
no
you be an
engineering.
engineer without mathematics?
There is no engineering, no technology, nothing is available without mathematics.
Without mathematics.
I don't know. Unfortunately, what happened, the teachers who are teaching them, they have made these subjects so, non-interesting. I also studied mathematics. I am an expert in our artificial intelligence, operation research, programming, computer programming. So in multiple fields, I have done so many post-graduations and everything with all our distinction, merit, everything. The question is that it depends upon the teacher who teach you.
Teacher, yeah, that's true.
I tell you, it is not the student. If the student is not good, never blame the student. Because
I'm very happy that Chinmaya University as a Dean of University.
Excellent.
This idea came from me. I think probably I gave the idea to him.
Excellent.
The fundamental courses are very, very important.
Fundamental
courses, I think you should teach them our culture. Our culture is more important. I am a Badaga. I'm a Badaga. I told you, I have to learn Hindi, I have to learn English, I have to learn Tamil. All those things I learned it because I have to live in this world. So there's no other way. I'm a Badaga, a small community in Hill tribe. I'm from a small village. I'm the first graduate from my village.
Sir, Valmiki is the person who has given the first Ramayana and the first Sanskrit sloka in the world.
Understand our culture first, sir. Our culture is very important. We start with
Valmiki.
I will tell you another example. Our people are living there for 200 years. I do not know more than 200 years. But we never come across any calamity. Never come across any problem with any natural hazards. We're living with the nature. So you should understand our culture. You should understand our environment. You should understand our system. Everything is fine. I think in the name of development, you should not spoil our culture.
Yes.
Spoil our culture. That's my view. Probably that's what I wanted to tell you. Each teacher, that's why I believe in a teacher is a permanent student. And I think Google cannot replace gurus.
No, not at all.
I am very good in my career because of my gurus.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have that. I think probably computer cannot do anything.
No, it cannot do.
It's meaningless. So that's what I wanted to. I think Kumari has started a good course now.
Excellent. They have started
I have gone through all the flyers. The very good. They have yoga and seva. I think these are the two things. You're giving it to the country. You're giving it to the globe. So Prime Minister has given to the yoga to the country. To the globe. To the country, to the globe. You're giving to the globe. You understand that. I think we are very good in our culture. We should maintain our culture at the same time. I think that's where science and spirituality should go together.
Cannot be separated. I will say that. And Chinmaya Mission is doing an excellent job.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that.
And they are progressing. And the director, the lady who was talking, she need not get disappointed that there is no popularity. I can vouch that it is very popular. It is very popular.
It's a parental mindset. I don't want to send my son to a vocational course. You don't want to send your son to a vocational course. You want him to be a scientist. So this is the basic problem.
It is an inhibition. There is a movie that is 3 Idiots. They told that though the person may be something else, I'm not bothered about the person who was directed and who has acted. but the theme of that particular Hindi movie absolutely fits very well for the Indian system of values based. So we have to accept that one. And in that way, Chinmaya having a very good foundation with a very good spiritual background and very good cultural, at the same time technological background also for with all the sannyasis and all the swamis. I tell you, this type of institution, if it takes, we are not very far off to have another Takshashila or another this one.
Yes,
in
but
India.
definitely. I think
And
India is progressing very well.
India is there. It is going to progress, and only the mindset will change.
Sir, sorry to intervene, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much,
you, sir. Thank you,
Vasu,
sir.
sir, for
Thank
your queries and
Thank you.
Professor
Congratulations.
Devraj, sir.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Devraj, sir, we have another question from Ranjana Pawan. Ranjana Pawan, are you there? Ranjana? Sri Ranjana, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, please raise your question.
Yeah. See, I really want to just add that, when people go to engineering college and all, right from the first year, why can't we teach them as a subject itself, like all these civil engineering activities? Because even after graduation, those fools, they don't know any basics of civil engineering.
Yes.
So these all civil engineering activities, like even the brick size of a brick, people don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
This right from day one, why can't we put them in these practical, means instead of simply teaching them on the board and from the books? These activities should be part of the curriculum itself.
Yes.
Only then they will know what is engineering.
Yes. I agree with you totally, ma'am. I agree with you totally.
Yeah,
I agree with you totally.
Doing some experiments in the lab on some outdated engine model and all that doesn't teach anything absolutely. You must take them to the site straight away and show them how reinforcement is placed,
Madam,
how the
that is
stirrups are tied.
That is the reason I shared my own experience. My sister's son got a seat in automobile engineering. He doesn't know anything about automobiles. He's a good student. He's from PSG. He's not from ordinary college. He's from PSG. Still, he doesn't know. He doesn't have the skill. That's what I wanted to tell you. I think Kumari should interact with industry.
Yeah, so right from day one, let us take them to the field and teach civil engineering. Let us take them to a workshop and teach them what is mechanical engineering.
Yes. I agree with you, ma'am, totally.
That is the only way of teaching engineering or learning engineering. See, on blackboard, you cannot learn engineering on blackboards.
Madam, I want to share you a very important incident in my life. I went to USA for a postdoc in the year 1989.
Yeah.
What happened? That professor asked me to take a course in biochemistry. Asked me to take 2 courses in biochemistry. I thought he's a fool because I got my degree from Madras University, then from Indian University of Science, Bangalore. I did my recombinant DNA technology, and he's asking me to take a course in biochemistry. Why is telling? I want to come back. Really, what does what? Then when I attended the class, I started understanding micro heterogeneity of carbohydrates. I do not know anything about in India. I think that is the Leninger thing that took the class. And then I was there for 30 days. I enjoyed my stay. What I am today is because of those courses. I think you need the special courses, you need it.
So this engineering syllabus, we have to simply throw out present syllabus and really start at the site.
Even some academician wanted even mathematics is not needed. Mathematics is not needed for engineering.
See that mathematics and all also you can teach there. There is no people don't know how to calculate simple bending moment and shear forces after being even a graduate.
Yes,
that is the problem. They will only know WL by 8 and something like that.
I agree with you totally. More than that, GD Naidu Polytechnic is doing very well than the engineering colleges.
See that Mason will know better whether this particular member is okay for this much span or not.
Definitely,
And
definitely.
these fellows, they will sit with some calculators and God knows what programs and all, and still they cannot take a decision.
That is the idea we started these vocational courses.
Yeah.
And
So-
Ramadurai, I think you may be knowing about Ramadurai, who is the chief
Yeah,
executive officer of TCS.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has provided all the NSQF, National Skill Qualification Framework. And I think at the 9 levels, you can go up to PhD. You can
Yeah,
exit it.
really, what you said, we should scrap the engineering colleges and take them only to site. Really.
I'm not supposed to say that.
No, I am with you as far as this is concerned. Really, all those buildings we should transform to the real engineering, real life engineering.
They should, once you come out of that, you should
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
you have.
And what only they, like fools, they reply you like this. I have left that topic in choice. If you ask some question, a graduate in civil engineering is not doesn't know about quantity survey.
Yes, yes.
If you just say that this is the column, this is the dimension, this is the height, he cannot calculate how much meter cube of concrete is required.
Yes, ma'am.
So I had left that subject in choice. I mean, they have courage and must say shamelessness to answer.
I'm
like
very
this.
happy Kumari has started 2 important master of vocational courses. One is
Yeah.
hospitality and tourism, and second one is the renewable energy. Both are very, very meaningful courses.
I think engineering needs a total revamp. Otherwise, we will be doomed. Only
We'll be
outsiders
doomed.
will come.
Yeah.
Outsiders will come. They will do jobs here and take our money. That is all.
Yes,
And our
Yeah.
engineers don't know
Ranjana
anything.
ma'am, Ranjana ma'am, thank you for your
Thank you.
concerns and sharing the questions.
Thank you so much.
Now we have another question
Yes.
about the job perspective of vocational programs, especially in government sector and the jobs that are arising in the abroad. That means the participant want to ask that what type of job she or he will get after doing a vocational program like BVOC or MVOC programs. So could you please mention on that, sir?
Definitely, government should think about this, and industry should come forward for the collaboration. I think whatever skill you have, we should apply for that. Probably hospitality and tourism in Kerala. I think you don't have to. I think almost everyone is up to that. I think those who are having this degree should be given preference. Government should think about these courses. Government should think of that, probably what the skill they are having. Only then they have to consider it. I think renewable energy is again a very, very important course. I think they've started in Chinmaya University. I think Kerala government should think about that. And the central government should think about this. There are a lot of good opportunities are there. Now, instead of calling that engineers, you call them the specific skill, what you need. Advertisement should be based on the skill, not on degrees. That will solve the problems.
Sir, Anjali Kulkarni want to ask that how can an individual be skilled unless he or she is exposed to various situations?
Well, what's the question? I don't understand it.
How can an individual be skilled unless he or she is exposed to various situations?
This is a problem with the teaching institutes. They are giving only the theory part. They don't give the practical part. If he's, that's what I shared it in my experience, own experience, my sister's son, an automobile engineer. He's a very good fellow. He got first class. He got a very good job. He got a beautiful car, everything. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the skill on automobiles. You should have he studied in PhD Tech. It's known for automobiles. That's university. The college is known for automobiles. It's very good. But still, he doesn't have the skill. So you should provide them the skill. I think that's the very, very important thing. I think why this Singapore University, Singapore industry taking only from Coimbatore, GD Naidu Polytechnic. They're not taking any engineers. They're taking only the skilled fellow. So what is the skill you are having? You should apply for that. Now, can you get a carpenter? Can you get an electrician now? I don't get it. In my house, I don't get it. I have to book through the union company. I have to book a thing and I have to wait for it. But engineers are available plenty. Anywhere, if you just call for an engineer, whoever go outside, you see a person, he's an engineer. So that kind of thing should go. I think we should provide them the right kind of value for the degrees. Whatever degrees you are giving, you should have the value. Otherwise, no point in starting this. I think even the open distance learning and open learning, it's not good for the country. I think we are straight away giving the degrees. That's all. You have to compete. You have to compete with Coursera and you have to compete with edX. They are also offering the same kind of programs, but they are very good. But our NPTEL and our Mumbai X is not very good. So accountability, whatever thing you
have
do,
a-
should have an accountability.
Sir, I have the mention of the syllabus structure. In fact, we have designed the syllabus with the participation of industry.
Yes.
We signed MOU with them. And in that syllabus, there is provision for internship, on-job training every semester.
Mm.
Whatever, they learn only 40% here in the university, the rest they learn from the industry.
Mm.
So industry is actually molding them for
Okay.
various jobs available with them based on the individual potential of the students. So it has been designed like that. There is adequate room for skill exposure, skill training.
The
So
skill
such things
has to be- my question is, the skill has to be assessed properly. You should understand the skill.
Yes. Yeah.
You should not give the marks. You should not depend on marks.
We are keep monitoring it, and industries are reporting. Industries are reporting how best they are in various
No,
activities.
again, I want to share my own experience. I sent all my few of my students to an industry called Avin. I think that they will be doing some kind of work in the industry. They came back, and I asked them. They told me, what is the work you've done? They put the bills. They put the bills. He has given outstanding marks. He has given D plus or A plus marks. That's the problem. You have to assess them properly, what they deserve. And if you assess them properly, I think they will get a job, definitely. There's no problem. And our curriculum, I've gone through the whole flyers, is excellent.
Yes. Yes.
I think our fundamental things should be there, and you should fundamental courses, all the fundamental courses, and you have to teach them ethics, and all the things are there. I think it's very, very good. The excellent preparation. I think Chinmaya University, hats off to you. I'm very, very happy with that. That's what was my vision. I think probably I'm very happy about that.
Sir, one of the participants wants to ask, we really want our daughter to join CVV. How can we convince her to join CVV against other options? So you have already mentioned the value-based education in CVV. Could you please explain more on that so
No,
that she will be...
it's a value-based education. You should understand our Indian culture. And they mixed up with Indian culture, and they're giving it with industry. And these are all the two things I told you very frankly, with science and spirituality should go together. Without, you cannot deviate, you cannot separate these two. These two should go together. I think all the big rishis, they have done their science excellently. They've done their good science. So there's nothing wrong in spirituality. Should go with if you have a spiritual mind, you will not make any mistakes. You will try to understand the real thing. So I think it's a very good thing to join there in the CVV. It's a very good thing. Now I had a son or daughter, I'll send it to CVV. There's no problem with me.
Sir, Ms. Meera is asking, why don't our system blend professionalism and vocationalism in our studies?
That's a problem. I think the parental mindset, that's what I told you. Our parents want their son to be either an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. These are all the three professions they will expect. All other things are not, according to them, they're not degrees. So our mindset has to be changed. Unless you change your mindset, no one is going to respect you. I think our ethics you should teach them the value-based education. What is the value? What is the job you're going to get? At least you should try to understand the skill of that particular job. Otherwise, there's no meaning in it. I'm not clear.
Sir, yeah, sir. So Srikanth want to ask some questions. Mr. Srikanth, are you there? Srikanth want to add that especially for girls, there has to be good vocational courses. So he would like to know more about vocational programs that a girl child can do. I think so.
It's not clear to me.
Sir, he is asking for a good vocational program that a girl child can do.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I could not unmute myself. That is why I could not speak.
Okay.
So now I think I got unmuted.
Yeah, please ask me.
Yeah, sir. I am very happy to hear these words from you, Dr. Devraj.
Yes.
My video is a little slow. It might just come up. Yeah.
Okay.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar.
So, sir, this is very interesting discussion that now I am here participating as a parent. I had just put a note also in the chat that as a parent, like you said, it is possible that a lot of parents might not be aware of it. So there is a lot of awareness matter, which is definitely a challenge. And what you said about culture and tradition, that needs to be inculcated right from childhood. So definitely in the education space, there's a lot of competition now from the private players. There's a lot of funding and issues that come up because it's all now become a capital market.
Capital market.
So wherever there are resources, wherever there is capital, then people will invest and they'll expect return. So it's the commercial model is being used. But education technically, if we have to balance both. So a management which is balancing both capitalism as well as this culture and tradition is what is required. Now, as a parent of a school-going child, especially, and I myself have been facing this. I am a BE by training. I have worked in IT, and I have realized, like you have been very valuably discussing, that the skill part is missing. It is the application of deep thinking which is required. Application of the theory in the practical area, right? And how to solve problems. See, problem solving approach is actually getting away. Accountability exactly is the right word for it. That if you have to solve a problem, you have to own the issue and understand. Now, what happens is a lot of time because of this capitalistic mindset, there is a lot of bureaucracy which comes into place. Yes. That I don't want to touch. It is not my elephant. I don't want to touch it. Whoever else will take care of it. So the ball keeps on jumping from one court to the other court. Now that thought process has to change from childhood itself. So how is it that we can inculcate it? Because like I think one of the panel member also saying, or somebody was saying that the teachers are required to be thinking in that direction. So somewhere it has to start with a clean slate. If it is not possible to start with a clean slate, then there should be the right people who have to be selected, identified, and they should start imparting this information. So so there are two parts to my question. One is that I have been trying to locate how do you call it? The traditional Gurukul system, where the children can be sent to be working in fields as a normal, as a person who is contributing to nature and learning from nature, because nature is the biggest teacher. Yeah. Guru is there as nature is there as a guru. Nature is the biggest teacher, and people who are able to do this kind of work where they integrate natural learning, those are the kind of institutes that should probably mushroom up. Srikant, but again, there is funding required.
Srikant sir, may I intervene? Could you please be precise so that we have time constraints?
Yeah. So my question is that I'm coming down to this point. How do we come to balance it that in commercial schools where it is more of different CBSE, ICSE, SE, and the boards are there? These boards need to start incorporating these kind of systems, and that is when it might start having value without, keeping the commercial aspect to the minimum, because the value system is more important and the thought development is important. So my question is, how can that be started and what would be the contribution? Because I, as a parent, in fact, I have been watching CVV series for the last almost 1.5 years since they went online. I've been following most of their series and they're excellent. And as a parent, I have found that very useful to be able to teach children a lot of things. I have been following the Sanskrit series also. So these kind of institutes, their awareness has to be brought in, and they need to have, school system at mainly all states possible, if possible. And that kind of mushrooming is required. So I can probably have your views on how that can be approached and how parents can contribute to that. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I want to tell you, yesterday, CBSE has announced the results. You might have seen that probably. 99.99% have passed the thing, and almost everyone got above 90%. So what is the value you are giving for those marks? So whatever thing there is no way you can do that. No, I am from a school where I got the first mark. My percentage was 75%. I got the first mark from the state and the district. Now I think probably the education system has to be thoroughly to be revamped. You should teach them the morals. The moral thing is not there in the education system at all. It's more like a business now. That is a problem now in India. I think all the people have started, all the business people, all the politicians have started the schools and colleges. All the schools and colleges are belong to politicians and business people. So what is that you expect out of them? So I think people like Chinmayananda University should do this job. They should teach the culture. They should teach the ethics, moral ethics. I think these are all the things which is necessary. I think tourism and probably the what you call that renewable energy and all those things are there. I think probably you can teach them. The daughter can take up that position as a tourism and probably hospitality. I think Kerala has got a different kind of culture. You cannot extend this culture to Tamil Nadu. You cannot extend this to Andhra. Andhra is a total different culture. So what I say is, you have to teach them the local things. I think Unnat Bharat Abhiyan is another thing. I think probably you have introduced that Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I think whatever is good for that local people, you should take it up and you should develop it as a technology.
Sir,
So-
now we have Mr. P.B. Unni want to raise a question.
Yes.
Unni sir, if you are there, could you please raise the question? Mr. P.B. Unni is the managing director of Move On Leisure Holidays.
Ask him,
and he
ask
is-
him to unmute.
Unni sir, could you please unmute? Unni sir, Mr. P.B. Unni sir.
It's not there. Okay.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir,
Yes,
audible,
sir.
sir. You are audible. Please
Yeah.
ask the question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's nice to see you here. Actually, we are basically a package tour company. We are associated with this BIVOC program for many years in Kerala. We are doing the internship as well as the training, regular training for the students. Of course, for not for last 1 year. Actually, I made one such suggestion to. I wanted to make some suggestion that if suppose we can, BIVOC the vocational class courses can introduce like a dual certification. One is for the merit as well as the second one is eligible for employment. So this eligible for employment must be given by any industry partner after the training and everything. Be after, you know, you like example in our travel industry, a person can work in different segments like a ticketing, maybe it's in the package tours, maybe it's in the transportation, maybe it's something like, you know, that. So the industry person can evaluate the person and tell them, okay, this person is fit for this kind of segment in the industry, and give a merit certificate for them eligible for employment. So what happens when this person goes to an interview for an industry, they know that, okay, where is the person actually fit in.
You should
So-
create a brand. You should create a brand equity for yourself first. People should
Sure.
do whatever thing you are going to give as a
Yeah.
degree or a certificate or whatever may be the thing should be respected by others. Once they know that, then they automatically they will come to you.
Yeah, no. What I'm trying to say that
There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in giving.
like we are already associated with universities. I'm associated with even Chinmay University. as well.
Only universities can give a degree or certificate, not private people. The problem
No.
is if you give it to the private
No.
people, then people will come and do the wrong things.
Yeah, after doing the internship or internship from our industry, because all the BIVOC courses, must be a minimum internship period for their completion the courses.
Yes.
So when the industry is approving, okay, telling them, okay, this person is after evaluation, this person is fit for this kind of courses, this kind of segment of the industry, either university can issue another certificate saying that this particular person is after his graduation or after his post graduation, he is fit in for this kind of segment in the industry. So the
Sir-
industry people will be is very easy
Sir,
to
as long
choose.
as you're honest in giving that kind of certificate, that's fine.
Okay.
But the problem is once you introduce this, the private people can give this kind of degrees, then everyone will give these degrees.
No,
Everyone
we
will
don't.
give
We
these
will not give.
certificates.
We will not give to the
So
person.
you should
We will
have an
give-
understanding with the university. You should
Yeah.
have an understanding with the university. University can give you this kind of thing to you. There's no problem with that.
Okay.
There's no problem with you.
Okay, fine.
Nobody will say anything about it. But you should create a brand equity for yourself.
Okay, fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Unni sir, for the question. Now, Devraj sir, some of the participants from other colleges
Yes.
out of Kerala, they want to ask that they are facing some funding issue from the UGC. So they wish to ask that what they are supposed to do to avail the funding.
We are already giving funding for this BVO courses. You wanted a student fellowships or what kind of thing you are
No, for the college funding.
College funding you are giving. You are giving money to the colleges to start with BVO courses.
Okay, only thing they have to go ahead with all the procedures and all.
All the procedures.
Okay.
And I do not know now. I think they are going to closing down the UGC. Now I think it's go with another higher education center for India, HIKI. I think I do not know much about that, but we are providing money for that. The add-on courses you are providing money. Add-on courses to the colleges, you are giving 7 lakhs.
Okay, sir. Now we are towards the end of the program. So could you please?
I'm
conclude
very
your
happy.
sessions?
I'm very happy to come to this program for a particular reason. It's Gurukulam. I think people should understand they should get something from the teacher. And I think probably I'm a two view. I think I've given you first thing is a teacher is a permanent student, and second thing is Google cannot replace gurus. So whoever is a guru, whoever is a teacher, you should get something from him. If you make a mistake of appointing a bad teacher, and this that particular community will ruin for 30 generations because he's going to be there for 30 years. Teacher will be going to be there for 30 years. So teacher selection should be good. And I think it should be perfect. I think probably students should select the teacher. And they should get something from the teacher. You should imbibe something from the teacher. What I am today is because of my teachers. I have to be very honest with you. The day I got into the University Grant Commission office, next day I flown from Coimbatore, from Delhi to Coimbatore to pay my respect to a teacher who is not even a graduate. He's just a graduate. He's not even an MSc graduate. He's just a BSc demonstrator. Kuppuratnam, I will mention the name itself also, PhD college. So I went all the way to him because I learned chemistry from him. So a teacher is the role model. Teacher plays a vital role. I think probably in all the institutes, they have to appoint good teachers. Human resource should be given. Probably, I think even in the NAC and NARF, they are missing it. They don't bother about teachers. They are giving, whether you have the mosaic floor, whether you have the AC rooms and all those things, they're giving marks. That's very wrong attitude. You should give marks only to the teachers. Human resource is very, very important. They are the one, they're going to model, they're going to change the character of the students. I think probably they are going to be the real gurus. I'm very happy.
We have, if you don't mind, we have one more question. Simple question like, why should I go for vocational program other than conventional degree programs? What is the benefit I am getting?
What is the use of having a conventional degree? You're competing for some skill. You have to go for a job. So where will you go for job? Unless you have a skill, can you go for a job? Cannot go for any job. So to get a job, only this is a job-oriented program. Vocational courses meant for job orientation. So I think probably they should have a good interaction with the industry and they should get into it. So what is the point in getting a degree? I'm getting a BA, BSc or BE, and a BE fellow is coming for a sanitary job. The BE fellow is coming for a sanitary job. You see, for that you don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have anything. Anybody can come into that. So I feel instead of going for the regular degrees, you can go for vocational courses. It's really good. And I think probably that's the way Chinmaya has programmed. I've gone through the flyers, all the programs they've meticulously planned, and they should know the culture. I should know the culture. If I want to work in Kerala, I should know the culture of Kerala, what kind of food they are taking, what kind of living they are making, and all those things I should know about it. If I live in Ooty, it will be a totally different issue. I cannot have that kind of thing. So each place, biodiverse country. I think we should have a different thinking, and biodiversity is very, very important. I told you in one of that, I made a mention about our people are living for 300 years. They never come across any natural calamity. Ooty is a place known for natural calamities. They never come across. I have not seen anyone dying out of any natural calamity. So they are living with the nature. You have to live with the nature to teach them. I think all these things are very, very important. In the case of, in the name of development, should not make any mistakes. In the name of development, you should not make any mistakes. So you should understand. And I think probably vocational course is the best course. I feel that that's the best course. And I think probably community colleges is the best colleges. These two are the best. I have to say that. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm very kind of you. I think I enjoyed my talk here. Who is going to head the institute should have a mindset. And they are the leaders. I think probably they are the mindset of the leader is very, very important. I think probably that way Chinmayananda, I think the Guruji, has got a mindset. I think he wanted to give education in the Indian tradition. So we should bring the Indian tradition to the science. That's all. I'm very happy about this. I think the concept is very good. Excellent concept. I'm very, very happy. My congratulations to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Today, Professor H. Devraj has mentioned all the aspects of BVOC and MVOC and other vocational programs and its importance in delivering professionals to meet the current and future industry requirements. He explained all his views through his life experience. That is one of the most important points that I must express. So it is time to express our gratitude. Sir, we express our gratitude on behalf of Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth and the organizing committee. And on my personal behalf, I express all our gratitude to you, sir. And we wish to express our gratitude to all the participants for spending this much of time with us. Thank you.